नारायण भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज जगदीश्वर की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवार अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य शीलादास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से गौ श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवशरि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरी गोवर्धन धाम की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवदीप धाम की जय। गंगा मैया की जय। यमुना मैया की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। तुलसी देवी की जय। हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय।
जय
वेद भक्त वृंद की जय।
जय
ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय।
जय
भगवद गीता की जय।
जय
गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि।
हरि बोल।
All glories to the assembled devotees.
हरे कृष्ण
All glories to the assembled devotees.
हरे
Hare.
कृष्ण
All glories to the assembled devotees.
हरे कृष्ण।
All glories to Shishi Guru and Shishi Gauranga. All Prabhupada Shri Guru Maharaj ki jai.
जय
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। क्षणवतां स्वकथा कृष्णः पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तन निर्दन्तः सुभद्राणि विदनोति स्वरसां नष्टप्रायश्चित्तं भावसेव्या भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भक्तिष्ठित। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today we are continuing reading of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3rd, Chapter 5, Text number 10. So the verse is on the screen. So let's start reading. So I would request Vidyavali Mataji, please start.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर दिस सर्विस। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्रील प्रभुपाद।
प्रभात की जय।
जय। परावरेशं भगवान् प्रीतानि श्रुतानि मे व्यासमुखात् अधि अद्भिक्षम् अतृप्नुमा क्षुल सुखावनन्द सुखावहानां तेषां त्रिकृष्णा कथामृताः। परावरेशं भगवान् वृतानि श्रुतानि मे व्यास मुखाद् अदीक्षम् अतृप्नुमाक्षुल्ल सुखावहानां तेषां मृते कृष्ण कथामृताघात्। परावरेशं भगवान् व्रतानि श्रुतानि मे व्यास मुखाद् अभीक्षम् अतृप्नुमाक्षुल्ल सुखावहानां तेषां वृते कृष्ण कथामृताघात्। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna.
भरेशं भगवान् व्रतानि श्रुतानि मे वैषामुखाद् अवीक्षम् अत्र पुमाशुल्ला सुखभावहनं तेषां ऋते कृष्णा कथामृता गता। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna.
परावरेशां भगवन् वृतानि श्रुतानि मे व्यासमुखादभीक्ष्णम् अतृप्नुमशुल्लसुखावधानम् तेषामृते कृष्णकथामृतौघात्।
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Paravaresham Bhagavan Pratani Shrutani me vyas mukadabhishanam Atritnoma shula sukavahanam Tesham rite Krishna kathamrit ghat. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Paravarasham Bhagavan Ritani Shrutani me vyasha mukhad abhikshanam Atripnuma shula sukavadanam Tesham rite Krishna kata mrityagat. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else would like to say?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Paravaresham Bhagavan Vratani Shrutani me vyashamukhad avikshanam atripnumakshula sukhabhana bahanam tesham rite Krishna kathamrito ghat. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Right. Thank you very much for reciting. So I'll start now. Paravaresham Bhagavan Vratani Shrutani me vyas mukhad abhikshanam Atra panuma kshula Sukhavanam Tesham Rite Krishna Kathamratau Ghat. Synonyms: para, higher, avresham, of these lower, Bhagavan, O my Lord, O Great One, Vratani, occupations, Shrutani, heard, me, by me, Vyasa, Mukhad, from the mouth, Abhikshanam, repeatedly, Atrapnumaha, I am satisfied, Shulha, little, Sukha Ahvanam, that which causes happiness, Tesham, out of that, Rite, without, Krishna Katha, talks about the personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, Amrit, O Ghat, from the nectar. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Abhay Charnarin Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. O my Lord, I have repeatedly heard about these higher and lower statuses of human society from the mouth of Vyasadeva, and I am quite satiated with all these lesser subject matters and their happiness. They have not satisfied me with the nectar of topics about Krishna. Purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Because people are very much interested in hearing social and historical presentations, Srila Vyasadeva has compiled many books such as Puranas and Mahabharata. These books are a reading matter for the mass of people, and they were compiled with a view of reviving their God consciousness, now forgotten in conditioned life of material existence. The real purpose of such literature is not so much to present topics of historical references, but to revive people's sense of God consciousness. For example, Mahabharata is a history of battle of Kurukshetra. And common people read it because it is full of topics regarding social, political, economic problems of human society. But factually, the most important part of Mahabharata is Bhagavad Gita, which is automatically taught to readers along with the historical narration of the battle of Kurukshetra. Vidura explained to Maitreya his position of being fully satiated with knowledge of mundane social and political topics and having no more interest in them. He was anxious to hear transcendental topics regarding Lord Sri Krishna because they were insufficient there were insufficient topics directly concerning Krishna in the Puranas and Mahabharata, etc. He was not satisfied and wanted to know more about Krishna. Krishna Katha or topics regarding Krishna are transcendental, and there is no satiation in hearing such topics. Bhagavad Gita is important on account of this being Krishna Katha or speeches delivered by Lord Krishna. Story of the battle of Kurukshetra may be interesting for the mass of people, but to a person like Vidura who is highly advanced in devotional service, only Krishna Katha and that which is dovetailed with Krishna Katha is interesting. Vidura wanted to hear of everything from Maitreya, so he inquired from him, but he desired that all the topics be in relation with Krishna. As fire is never satisfied in his consumption of firewood, so a pure devotee of Lord never hears enough about Krishna. Historical events and other narrations concerning social and political incidents all become transcendental as soon as they are in relationship with Krishna. That is the way to transform mundane things into spiritual identity. The whole world can be transformed to Vaikuntha if all worldly activities are dovetailed with Krishna Katha. There are two important Krishna Kathas current in the world, Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavad Gita is Krishna Katha because it is spoken by Krishna. Whereas Srimad Bhagavatam is Krishna Katha because it narrates about Krishna. Lord Chaitanya advised all his disciples to preach Krishna Katha all over the world without discrimination. Because the transcendental value of Krishna Katha can purify one and all from material contamination. Om Ajnanatimirtasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Maham Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Sri Yutapadikam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sadyam Shadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahaganaita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sa Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarane Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gorattushe Nama Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुवेव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 परावरेशां भगवान् व्रतानि श्रुतानि मे व्यासमुखाद् अभीक्षणम् अत्रप्तनुमाक्षुला सुखावहानां तेषामृते कृष्णकथामृतौघात् हरे कृष्ण. O my Lord, I have repeatedly heard about these higher and lower status of human society from the mouth of Vyasadeva, and I am quite satiated with all these lesser subject matters and their happiness. They have not satisfied me with the nectar of topics about Krishna. Hare Krishna. So today's topic is very interesting. Very, very wonderful topic is there. So here, Vidura is requesting Maitreya Muni to speak only about Krishna, not anything else. If you see Parikshit Maharaj, when he got cursed by Shringi, that after 7 days he will be killed by the snake bite from Takshaka. He had only 7 days left. And he came to the bank of Ganges and he decided to fast until he leave the body. Amran Anshan means till he die, he's not going to eat and drink anything. So that was a very, very strong vow. So at that time, because he decided that the people from all over the world came there, all the good people, like all the sages and highly advanced people, they all gathered there. And Parishit Maharaj asked the question that what is the duty of a person in all circumstances, and what is the duty of a person who is about to die? Two very important questions he asked. So all the sages they were discussing, but they were not coming to any conclusion. Somebody saying something, chit chat starting, they're discussing, talking, because every sage have their different opinion, what to do, what not to do. And to give them a hint, Parishit Maharaj says that I want to hear Krishna Katha. So they were all thinking about that. In the meantime, Sukdev Goswami appeared at that site. And when he came, everybody stand up to welcome him. So Sukdev Goswami was very young at that time. He was not that senior by age, but he was very young actually. And all the sages who were gathered there, they stand up to welcome him. Even his father, Vyasadeva, was there. Even his father's guru, Narada Muni, was there. Even Lord Parshuram was there with his disciples. Atri Muni, Chevan, Vasisht, all the great sages of the world was there. And they all welcomed Sukdev Goswami. Our Acharya says that Sukdev Goswami was qualified to speak Krishna Katha. Somebody might have said that, well, Vyasadeva was the compiler of Srimad Bhagavatam. Who know better than Vyasadeva about Srimad Bhagavatam? But why they chose Sukdev Goswami to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam? Anyone know the answer about this?
And Mother's whom he heard all the Bhagavatam and other things, and then he has the knowledge from the childhood.
That's good, but again, he heard there. But what I'm saying, why even Vyasadeva knows everything? Why Vyasadeva was not chosen? Why Sukdev Goswami was chosen to deliver Krishna Katha?
He actually realized the knowledge.
The knowledge.
He practiced it.
That's one point. Yeah, that's
And
great.
he doesn't want to stay in the house and material things, and he walked out of the house.
Yeah, that's the point. So the point is that Vyasadeva compiled Srimad Bhagavatam. He compiled everything, but he was looking for a person who can deliver Srimad Bhagavatam as it is.
Wow.
So Vyasadeva could have done by himself, Like say, for example, in today's world, if you manufactured a product, so you need a good marketing manager, isn't it? So whatever product you have, if you don't have good marketing manager, your product will not get marketed in the world. People are looking for advertisement, like what is the best and what is not there, right? In today's world, everybody is running their own propaganda. Everybody. You look at the like social media, or you look at all the news channels and mainstream media or whatever, everybody's trying to give their points of their propaganda, that what they want to do, what they want, what they're like that. People can't decide what is right, what is wrong, but it's so much of information coming, So all these things are coming here, right? So similarly, like, Ved Vyas Muni said, I want to deliver this message, but in a perfect way. It should be in a pure way. Perfect means pure way. So Ved Vyas could have delivered this, but as Mataji said, like, even though Ved Vyas compiled Srimad Bhagavatam, but still he was a householder. And householder have a lot of duty in the house. You really cannot deliver message as a person who is free from material life can do this. Sukdev Goswami was completely free from this material world. He was a liberated soul by birth. Right? He has no task in the world. He has no work in the world. And he was completely focused on Krishna all the time, 24 by 7. As Prabhupada said that we should be 24 by 7 Krishna conscious, and Sukdev Goswami was perfect example. When you engage in other activities, your mind goes here and there for certain period of time. But Sukdev Goswami was completely into bliss of Krishna consciousness. That's why he could deliver that message. And that's why this purity is being touched by anyone who hears Srimad Bhagavatam. They can actually feel that purity in the Srimad Bhagavatam. And here also, here what he's saying, we have, like Vidura, I have repeatedly heard from the higher and lower status of human society from the mouth of Vyasadeva. Means Vyasadeva was also speaking many things other than bhakti, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Vyasadeva was talking about this like dharma, artha, kama, moksha. The religion, economic development, and this like sense gratification and the liberation. So these four topics were widely discussed in all the scriptures written by Vyasadeva, especially 18 big Mahapuranas, then Mahabharat, and then other scriptures, Upapuranas and all. He discussed these subject matter very vividly there. So Vyasadeva already have given bhakti in Srimad Bhagavatam, but still he was speaking other topics like in these scriptures, and especially Mahabharata. Mahabharata, there is a special section, Bhagavad Gita, as Prabhupada says that, but still Mahabharata, wide variety of topics. Means, suppose if you have a if you have Bhagavad Gita and then you keep Bhagavad Gita on a shelf with hundreds of other books. But Bhagavad Gita is there, but the hundreds of other books are there which can distract people. So here, now Vidura is saying, take all these 99 books out. Just take Bhagavad Gita and give me that only. He's saying that I don't want any of these books now anymore. Whatever Vedvyas Muni compiled and wrote it about Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, religion, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation, I don't want any of that. I want one pointed Krishna Katha, that's all. Because these other things will give you very good information. Like today is like, because in the world of social media, information is very, very handy. You just keep scrolling, you will get information after information after information. It's just information overload. All we are getting just information actually. Social media doesn't give you bhakti, it just gives you information. Bhakti doesn't come by information. Bhakti comes by the mercy of pure devotees. So here he's asking that you give me that, the pure bhakti, not, or the pure Krishna Katha, not all those kind of things. What is lying here and there, Even though Vyasadeva has compiled that. Somebody might say, well, Vyasadeva was the, like, he's the acharya of everyone. Because when we sit like right now, say I'm speaking about Srimad Bhagavatam or anybody speak, we supposed to sit on Vyasasana. Means we are follower of Srila Vedvyas Muni and we are speaking on the line of what Vedvyas Muni given in the Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. But Srimad Vedvyas Muni compiled many other literatures also. So somebody might say that, well, because Vedvyas Muni compiled, those literatures are also very, very authentic and we should read it. But here Vidur said, no, I don't want that. Give me only Srimad Bhagavatam. Pure bhakti. Dharma projita katvotara parmo nirma saram satam vedyam vastam atra vastu shivam tapataryon moolanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni krate kimva paririshva sadhya hridya vruttara kritvi susubhi takshana. Srila Vedvyas Muni has said that in Srimad Bhagavatam, second verse, that Dharma projito katvotara parmo nirma saram satam. In this Srimad Bhagavatam, there is no katav dharma. Cheating religion. Prabhupada can translate cheating religion. This dharma, artha, kama, moksha is actually cheating religion. But it will give you advance. It will make you advance in your life. But it will not really let you go till the point of bhakti. So, Srimad Bhagavatam, in the very beginning, Vedvyas Muni say, I'm kicking out this dharma, artha, kama, moksha out of this. While Mahabharata is full of dharma, artha, kama, moksha. But in Mahabharata also, Prabhupada says that there is one section that Krishna kept it specifically. What is Bhagavad Gita? So very practically, Prabhupada give this purport here. He's saying that because people are very much interested in hearing social and historical presentation. See, nowadays, if you see, like, whole social media is talking about social things. Like, everybody, everywhere there is social, what's happening in society, social problems and all. People are very much interested. The news nowadays, nowadays actually, if you go a few years back, maybe mainstream media was very popular, but nowadays people don't trust on mainstream media. They more trust on the social media, like Instagrams or Twitter or whatever, like, this Facebook or like WhatsApp. This become big universities, right? You get like whole knowledge there. You can self read and then become self taught and then become very expert in the areas. eh. So in that is that similarly here, like, people are very much interested in this and historical presentation to know about history. They feel so courage about that. We say, oh, when I was in India, no, I because I did my schooling there. So at that time they were teaching history about like India and great India and those kind of things. They were all teaching those things, but they were not touching spiritual topics. They're all teaching just material topics: what this king does, what this person does, what happened to the war of independence, what happened this. And similarly here in US, in the schools and all, they are all full of historical things, which is man-made things, like is. But people are very interested and they do come debate, talks about, and they become very vocal about speaking about those things, those kind of things. But here, Prabhupada says that, Srila Vedvyas Muni has compiled for them these Puranas and Mahabharata. For them, Puranas and Mahabharata he compiled. So that they are this kind of desire gets satisfied. Because some people have this kind of intrinsic desire that, oh, they want to read history, they want to talk social topics, politics, or whatever, kind of things. So for them, Vedvyas Muni compiled Purana and Mahabharata so attract them. See, Vedvyas Muni also, definitely he compiled Purana and Mahabharata, but the purpose was to attract them to spirituality, to attract them to Krishna consciousness. The ultimate purpose of Purana and Mahabharata is not just to give the historical presentations like Itihasas, Puranas, is not just for that. Is the purpose is that through which they can bring it people to the Krishna consciousness. So if you see even in Srimad Bhagavatam, many people, like if you see nowadays in India, like or other places, there's Bhagavad Kathas are going on. People are speaking Bhagavad Kathas for 7 days continuous, and they give narration of stories very nicely. Stories like they are very good orators. They present stories in a very fancy way with music and all those kind of stuff, right? So that attracts people. But if you really see Srimad Bhagavatam, in Srimad Bhagavatam, through stories, there are prayers. Through prayers, there is philosophy given. Like, say, for example, I give you example. In the first canto, seventh chapter, that where the Mahabharata pastime started, when Ashwathama about to kill Parikshit Maharaj and the Pandavas. Immediately later, in the 8th chapter, there is a prayers of Queen Kunti. And prayers of Queen Kunti is full of philosophy, complete philosophy. From the mouth of Maharani Kunti, Krishna actually gave the whole philosophy there. So if we are only interested in the pastime part, then we'll get benefit. There's no doubt about it. See, even benefit in the pastimes of Krishna and pastimes of Puranas and Itihasas, they are purifying. But real essence was to give the philosophical understanding. So here Prabhupada said these books are reading matter for mass of people, and they were compiled with a view of reviving their God consciousness. The actual purpose behind these books to revive God consciousness, which is now forgotten in the conditional life of material existence. We are all lost in this material civilization. The real purpose, here Prabhupada says that the real purpose of such literatures is not so much to present topics of historical reference, but to revive people's sense of God consciousness. Here Prabhupada used term God consciousness, not Krishna consciousness. You know why Prabhupada say that? See, Until unless you don't know Krishna, you cannot become Krishna consciousness. At least people should become God conscious. At least people should come to the platform where they become God conscious. So these different literatures like Mahabharata and Puranas, because Puranas are like, we say these Puranas are in, like 18 Puranas are there, 3 Puranas in mode of goodness, 3 Puranas in mode of passion, 3 Puranas in mode of ignorance. So at least they become God conscious. The initial stage is God consciousness. Then further they will come to Krishna consciousness, because directly coming to Krishna consciousness is very challenging for people to accept. So here Prabhupada says, for example, Mahabharata is a history of battle of Kurukshetra, and common people read it because it's full of topics regarding social, political, economic problem of human society. People debate, they talk, like, oh, Mahabharata, this is given, that is given, like that. It's a good topic to discuss and debate. There's no doubt about it. But what is the real essence? Real essence, Prabhupada says in the next line. But the factually the most important part of Mahabharata is Bhagavad Gita, which is the automatically taught to readers along with the historical narration of battle of Kurukshetra. No, I remember, like, when in India, when this Mahabharata was presented by B.R. Chopra, in India, like, previously there was Ramayana by Ramanand Sagar, which presented, and then this Mahabharata was came. Everybody, I'm saying, so many people were stick to their TVs, because at that time there was no social media, no other form of entertainment was there. So everybody was stick to the TV to watch Mahabharata, and they were keep debating and talking about that. But when the part come of Bhagavad Gita, they think it's so boring. Yeah, they just left it. Because Bhagavad Gita was presented in such a boring way there. They did not present Bhagavad Gita in a proper way. If they would have presented Bhagavad Gita in a proper way, people would have accepted that. But they presented it in a very boring way. Just look like Krishna is speaking and Arjuna is listening, and that done. Some two friends are talking. So even though, but Prabhupada said Bhagavad Gita is the most essential part of the Mahabharata, but it was not presented well. That's the point. That's what I say in the beginning. If it's not presented well, people will not accept it. And that's what Prabhupada taught us, to present Bhagavad Gita as it is in such a way that people will accept it. In a way that people will understand very easy way. Prabhupada translated Srimad Bhagavatam and presented to the whole English world, to the Western world, in such a nice way that people can accept and read it and then understand it very nicely. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada wrote in the introduction of Bhagavad Gita that when a lady asked Prabhupada that is there any is there any English translation of Bhagavad Gita he can recommend, Prabhupada said there are over 600 translations are available at a time, but none of them would touch the real spirit of Bhagavad Gita. So Prabhupada said, then I decided to write on my own. The point is that because the scriptures were not presented well, that's why people are not accepting it. But Prabhupada wrote Bhagavad Gita as it is in such a nice way, that if you and now it's duty of us as a presenter, as a preacher, to present Prabhupada's word as it is, and it will really make the sense. So it will make interesting that people will really understand Bhagavad Gita as it is, as Prabhupada mentioned. So here Vidura is saying that to Maitreya, his position of fully saturated with the knowledge of mundane social political topics, having no more interest in them. And even Parikshit Maharaj said, see, same thing is Parikshit Maharaj after the 9th canto. He said that to Sukdev Goswami, I am done with other thing. Even though Sukdev Goswami is speaking all spiritual topics, but still he's saying that I don't want to hear anything else except Krishna. Now I just want to hear Krishna. And similarly here Vidura is saying, okay, I'm not interested in anything more. Done. Now just talking about Krishna only. That's all. He was anxious to hear transcendental topics regarding Lord Sri Krishna because they were insufficient topics directly concerning Krishna in Purana and Mahabharata. He was not satisfied and wanted to know more about Krishna. And the same reason was there when Vyasadeva was dissatisfied. In the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, Vyasadeva compiled Srimad Bhagavatam before, but he did not glorify Krishna to the extent it should be glorified. So when he was very dissatisfied, he was not feeling pleasure in his heart. Generally, see what happens is, say when you do welfare activity, say for example, if you go outside and you see a beggar, you give some money to beggar, or if somebody is a poor fellow and he doesn't have food, you give a food to them, or if somebody is shivering in the cold, you give a winter some clothing or something like that. So when you do some charity, when you do help someone, you feel happiness in your heart. You feel happiness in your heart. So Vedvyas Muni compiled so many literatures for the welfare of the human society, but still compiling everything, he was not feeling very satisfied. He was not feeling very happy in the heart. He's saying something is missing. Something is missing which I didn't do it. He was looking for that. And he was thinking, maybe Krishna. At that time, Narad Muni came and he said, yes, you got the point. You did not glorify Krishna to the extent Krishna should be glorified. That's why you should edit your book. Then he actually re-edit his Srimad Bhagavatam and then he make it completely perfect. Then he said, Dharma projit Katvottara. Then he throw out all this Katav Dharma, Dharmartha, Kama, Moksha and this just glorify pure bhakti. So here Prabhupada says that Bhagavad Gita is an important account on the being Krishna Katha. Some people think that Bhagavad Gita is not Krishna Katha, but here Prabhupada specifically says Bhagavad Gita is Krishna Katha. And Prabhupada very specifically mentioned to all the devotees of Hare Krishna movement that in the morning we should read Srimad Bhagavatam and in the evening should be Bhagavad Gita. That is very, very important. Prabhupada says that you should be basically reading Srimad Bhagavatam every day in the morning. Nashta prayasha badreshu nityam bhagava sevya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati nashtaki. And when it's come to general mass of people preaching, Bhagavad Gita should be taken as number one priority. Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada put Bhagavad Gita first and Srimad Bhagavatam as a postgraduate study. So saying that even Bhagavad Gita is Krishna Katha. Many people think that because there is no Katha, there is no pastime, so it's not a Katha. Then the Katha means people think that there should be like some story, some storyline and those kind of things. Hey, is this Krishna talking? How can be Krishna Katha, But Prabhupada says specifically this is an important on being of Krishna Katha and speech is delivered by Lord Krishna. Because Bhagavad Gita coming directly from the mouth of Lord Krishna, he's like the Bhagavad Gita is more powerful than even Ganga. The river Ganga, we say it's coming from the lotus feet of Lord Vamandev, coming from the spiritual world, washing the feet of Vamandev, coming to this material world, and then is purifying everyone. People go to Ganga, people go to the holy dham to purify themselves. But here, this Ganga is coming directly from the mouth of Lord Krishna. Ya Swampadamnabhasya. It's coming directly from the lotus mouth of Lord Krishna. That's why Prabhupada says that the story of battle of Kurukshetra may be interesting to mass of people, but to a person like Vidura who is highly advanced in devotional service, only Krishna Katha and which is dovetailed with Krishna Katha is interesting. So devotees, even though we are reading Mahabharata, we have learning so many pastimes, but our main focus should be Bhagavad Gita. So Vidura wanted to hear everything from Maitreya, so he inquired from him. But he desired all the topics in relation with Krishna. This is what we call Yukta Vairagya principle. Srila Prabhupada introducing that, see, whatever we do, like there is a verse in Bhagavad Gita, Yat Kuroshi Yat Dashnas Yat Jujosi Dasi Yat Yat Tapasi Konta Tat Kushmatarpanam. Whatever you eat, whatever you offer, whatever you give charity, everything should be remembering Krishna. So this Yukta Vairagya principle, whatever we do, whatever we hear, whatever activity we do, it should be relationship with Krishna. It should be relationship with Krishna. If our topics are not related with Krishna, then they become mundane topic. Even though they are from historical aspects, they will not give full satisfaction. They will give some satisfaction. See, sometimes people think that, well, I'm satisfied. Yes, there's no doubt about they will give some satisfaction. But if you want ultimate satisfaction, ultimate pleasure, that is coming only from Krishna, because Krishna is a reservoir of pleasure. We have a book, small book called Reservoir of Pleasure. I don't know whether we distribute now or not, but there's a small book, Reservoir of Pleasure. That means Krishna is the source of all happiness in the spiritual world and in the material world also. Even in the material world, what we are getting is actually coming from Krishna. It might be, we might be getting drip, one or two drops. But if you want constant flow of the water, if you want the constant flow of the happiness, then we should connect with Krishna. Because he is the source of all happiness. Without Krishna, only problems, only distress. In Chaitanya Charitamrita he says that Krishna Surya Saman Maya hi andhakar. Jahan Krishna tha Maya ni adhikar. Wherever is Krishna, there is light, there is happiness, there is a brightness. And wherever is no Krishna, the Maya. So even those slight happiness, what we actually take pleasure in this material world is because Krishna put that pleasure there. Krishna has put the drop there in the material world also. That's why we feel some satisfaction here. Otherwise, there is no satisfaction in the material world. Not at all, because it's Maya. It's completely illusion. So next Prabhupada says that as fire is never satisfied in its consumption of firewood. Can fire be satisfied? If fire is burning and all the firewood finish, will we say fire is not satisfied? No. Next firewood come, fire start burning again. Next firewood come, fire start burning again, like that. Similarly, devotee should never become satisfied by hearing about Krishna. Constant reading, constant reading. That's why we feel pleasure. We feel pleasure by teaching, by preaching, by reading, by associating with devotees, because it's never-ending process. Many times, when I used to whenever I distribute books, people say, "Well, Prabhu, in how many days I can read Bhagavad Gita, or in how many days I can finish this Srimad Bhagavatam?" And I always say, "Why you want to finish? Can you finish Bhagavatam? No. Can you finish Krishna? Because Bhagavatam is none other than Krishna. Can you finish Krishna? No, you can't. It's unlimited. Krishna is unlimited, and then you keep reading. It doesn't matter. Like, if you read the whole Srimad Bhagavatam, come back again. Start from first again. Again, rotate. Come back again. Come back again. Don't go out from Bhagavatam. Just stay in Bhagavatam somewhere. So we should not become satisfied with Krishna Katha. That's what Prabhupada says. And we are not going to be. If we really hearing Krishna Katha, we'll never feel satiated. Historical events and other narrations concerning social and political incidents all become transcendental as soon as they are related with Krishna. Important point here. Even Mahabharata become transcendental actually. Mahabharata is full of all history only. But why Mahabharata is considered as Pancham Veda, the fifth Veda? Because it is actually touched Krishna's topic. So many people think that, well, like in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, in the first canto, there is discussion of some topics from Mahabharata. So many people think that jumping to 10th canto, because 10th canto is Krishna Katha only. The first 9 canto is not Krishna Katha, according to them. Many people claim that, but actually it's not. Krishna is there in the first canto itself. Actually, Krishna is in every page of Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada say that Krishna is there. We cannot say that's our problem. We are not realizing that's our problem, but Krishna is there in every page of Srimad Bhagavatam. That's what Prabhupada wrote in Krishna book. You can find Krishna in every page of Srimad Bhagavatam. And Prabhupada says that, like in Krishna book, in the preface of Krishna book, he says that this one book, if somebody will read Krishna book, will satisfy a person fully, and then they can achieve love of Godhead just simply by reading that book. So as soon as things touched by Krishna, it's become Krishnized. It's become Krishnized. We say different word, but here, as soon as Krishna touch any topic, it's become Krishnized. So even wherever the Krishna comes in Mahabharata, or wherever the Krishna comes in, or Ramayana, the Lord Ram comes, wherever that Krishna comes, it's become spiritual, Krishnized. And that is a way to transform mundane thing into spiritual identity. Prabhupada says that we have to convert material energy into spiritual energy by touch of Krishna. Like we see, we have a paras money, this touchstone. Touchstone, when you touch a iron, it's become a gold, right? Similarly, Krishna is like a touchstone. You touch any topic, material topic becomes spiritual. Like just touch any topic, it becomes spiritual. As soon as Krishna word comes, it becomes spiritual. Very simple. That's why everything whatever we do, we should chant Hare Krishna. We chant Hare Krishna, with that this becomes spiritualized. The whole world can be transformed to Vaikuntha if all worldly activities are dovetailed with Krishna Katha. This is very important part. So lastly, I'll end up now. So these two already discussed that, but they are Prabhupada said that the two topics, two Krishna Kathas, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavad Gita is spoken by Krishna, Bhagavatam is about Krishna. So they are both talking about Krishna. And this should be distribute. Lord Chaitanya advised all his disciples to preach Krishna Katha all over the world without discrimination. Because transcendental value of Krishna Katha can purify one and all from material contamination. So many people actually used to challenge us, why you are giving Bhagavad Gita or people who are not faithful. See, when you distribute books, you see many meat eaters, many people who are not believing in Bhagavad Gita, they say, oh, I don't want it, I don't want this book or what. But still we push, still we give. You know why? Because here Prabhupada say that Lord Chaitanya want this knowledge to go to everyone without discrimination. Even the most fallen people should get this knowledge. Because once they will hear Krishna Katha, they will become purified from all material contamination. So sometimes we feel that, well, they are not respecting our book, they are not giving the respect this, and that's okay. They might not be doing right now, but when they hear it, they will appreciate it. Right now, because out of their uh, material contamination, they are rejecting this knowledge for now. But who knows that when they are going to read this or when they are going to hear it, it's going to purify them. Just by hearing Krishna Katha, they can become purified. They can become purified. So that's why we should continue our mission of preaching without discrimination to everyone. We should give it. We should not think that whether he is eligible or is ineligible, whether he will take it or not. Our goal should be just give them freely, as Lord Chaitanya advised to us. With that said, I'll stop now. Time is a little late now, so I just took a little more time. Sorry for the delay. But any question, comments, or anyone have any realizations before we end our call for today?
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Yes, for everything, you have to, we have to see Krishna in everywhere. Then, you'll feel satisfied. That is the main thing with Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Every day morning I hear these slokas and I hear the Katha. How much I'm getting in my brain, I don't know. But I do that. I have that eagerness. I have that taste for the Bhagavatam morning to hear that. So that I don't want to miss every day. Every day I want to hear that. So that taste, everybody should get it. And then Bhagavatam has that. Bhagavad Gita has those tastes. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Mataji. One thing that I would like to tell you that don't think that you need to interpret Bhagavatam by your brain.
That's true. That's
Just hearing, as soon as Bhagavatam touches your ears, you're done. That is hearing. Because when Krishna's word, means this Bhagavatam word comes to your ear, they will enter in your heart and Krishna will do the rest of the work. We don't need to do our brain.
Paramatma.
Srila Prabhupada says that, no, not Paramatma, Krishna personally will come, not Paramatma. Paramatma is already there.
Okay.
Paramatma will not act in this way.
No.
Krishna will act. We need to understand that Krishna is going to act there. Point is that when Krishna enters through our ears, go into our heart and then do everything. So that says in Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto is mentioned that just by hearing, Krishna will enter into our heart and purify. Paramatma is already there. Paramatma is not purifying us because Paramatma is already there in everybody's heart. Even in animals, in plants, Paramatma is there.
Yeah.
Paramatma's job is not to do that, but Krishna's job is to purify. Krishna will come and then purify us. So just by hearing Krishna Katha, it doesn't say you apply your brain later. Just hearing Krishna Katha will purify you. And Prabhupada says that Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna Mahamantra, just by hearing Hare Krishna Mahamantra, a person get purified. Even that's why, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Haridas Thakur that, what about all these, these trees and plants and the living entity, how they will get purified? You can chant Hare Krishna, but they can't chant Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Haridas Thakur replied that by loudly chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra,
You'll hear.
they will hear it. They are not putting their brain, but they are hearing. But when they hearing, they will purify. And Prabhupada always say that Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you don't need to understand. You don't need to understand what is the meaning of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. You don't need to. Simply by hearing Srimad Hare Krishna Mahamantra and reciting, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you will get purified. When we chant Hare Krishna, when we do our japa, do we put our brain what is there in the Hare Krishna? No, we don't put our brain. Our is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Our brain and mind is going here and there. But point is that as long as you're chanting, you're hearing, you're done. That's the what Prabhupada wants. Your tongue should vibrate and your ear should hear that sound. Don't put your brain. Krishna will do rest of the work. Krishna will do. Krishna, as soon as Krishna is entering in our ear, Krishna will take care of us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank
So
you.
you don't need to think about the second thought. Just keep hearing Mataji. That's you are doing your job. You are sitting there, hearing, done. Rest
That's all.
rest up to Krishna. Krishna will take care.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, I will do that.
Any other comments or question before we end?
I just want to say thank you so much. I like to be every day, but I'm so grateful for this today's session. You are giving very nice interpretation, which is making sense to my heart and expanding my consciousness. Like as we said, Krishna enters and it expands our consciousness.
Yes, definitely.
And I've been reading a lot of scriptures last few years, 4.5 years, and everything is making sense. Thank you so much for doing this wonderful service to the community. Very grateful to be here in this company of satsang. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prabhu, for sharing your reflections. All right, any other question, comment before we end?
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Very wonderful class. And you are said in the some of the social media, there is so much knowledge you can get. But now I see some devotees are really trying to give Krishna conscious through the social media too. So many devotees are trying. At least there is something about Krishna is there when people are watching things like that. I'm also trying to give whatever I know little bit. So I do that in my profile.
That's good.
And and also you said chanting loudly. So everybody, whoever even not even don't know Krishna, they will be get benefited. So I try that, Prabhu, myself. Whenever somebody come to work in my house, so I play Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in my TV so they can hear.
Yes, no, that's a good trick actually.
Yeah,
I
and
like it.
yeah, I do that. And last time one person was in my home and I was doing arti. So I was showing him the lamp after the arti. So he don't know what to do. Then I show him and he respected. He did that. He touched the fire and put in his head. And also last he took the Bhagavad Gita. I just asked, you want to read about Krishna? Then he said, okay, I'm interested. Then he took the book. It was some good book. Yeah. And you talk about the fire never gets satisfied. I want to become like that fire. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Wonderful
We have
class.
to take shelter of Vindavali Mataji. She's like fire. She's never satisfied, always here.
Yeah. I
Mataji
try
is
to
always
follow
here. Like other person come or not, Mataji is always here. I know. She's so dedicated.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Sure, Mataji. Yeah, I know.
Thank you,
That
Mataji,
is
for
the only
inspiring
thing
us.
I am doing, Prabhu.
No, that's what we want, Mataji. That's all. We want dedication in.
I don't know how much Krishna puts in my head or something. I don't know, but I'm trying my best.
Right.
I have so much to do. I just listen and doing
Right.
my work.
That's true. For me, everything is over.
Yeah, I have to send Lakshmi to school and so many things. Thank you,
Thank you,
Prabhu.
Mataji.
Hare
But
Krishna.
you brought up a very good point, actually. I remember now, when I was living in apartment, one time, one handyman came to my house to do some work, and at that time, I was playing the kirtan. So after when he did his work, in front of altar, he came and started dancing. On the kirtan. So
That's good.
unknowingly, he did a devotional service to Krishna by dancing in front of Krishna on the kirtan. So that was really nice, he'll get so much of sukriti about that.
You have to eat lunch.
All right, okay. Any other
Thank
questions,
you,
comments,
Prabhu.
before
Hare
we
Krishna.
end?
Hare Krishna,
There is-
Prabhuji. Thank you very much for your inspiring class.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare
Mataji,
Krishna.
very wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. All right, so if there's no more question, comment, we'll end our now class. Thank you all for joining. Hare Krishna.
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha
कृपा सिंधु
Indopyevacha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, श्रील
Jai.
प्रभुपाद की जय।
Jai. Thank you very much, Prabhu.